Final Community. It's Trevor back with another Flat Round and Spun. It's Friday. As my buddy Mike, MGK Boston / Buffalo, would like to say, it's Friday. Cheers. We got some Labatt Blue, perfect for the occasion. Cheers. Reason why I got that today, because I got a package from Canada, from Regina, Saskatchewan, to be specific. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, it's from the band Black Tea. And some of you may be asking, who's Black Tea? Well, I am here to tell you. Backstory real quick, how I found out about them. My good friend Joe at Racer Records, he and I were on a live stream together, and he was talking about he saw them at the time recently, and he said they were really good. So of course I get on Apple Music and I find them, and I played it over and over and over again. And so what I normally do is, if it's something I really like, I'm gonna buy the physical copy of it. So I look on Amazon, nothing. All right, I'll check out Bandcamp, nothing. So I go to their website, and there's a contact area, and I, send them a little email saying, hey, I really want this record, because I know that they had records, because Joe got one. And so through some emails, we figured out how to get one here into Washington State, and it came today in a box. So here it is, Black Tea. Now that you're here, there's back with the track listing and credits, and as Joe likes to say, if it's a gatefold, you got to open it. There you go. Cool moose head there. Lyrics. And on the inside sleeve, let's see, we got on vocals, keyboards, and bass, and a killer Hammond organ player. We have Gray Farrell here, and in the middle we have Cole Van Wert. Cole, I'm sorry if I butchered that, but he's on guitar, vocals, and on drums we have Dawson Dressler, and he's the gentleman that sent this to me. And then the back of that right there, classic black wax, which I like. Side A is like the rind of the orange, and then the cut orange. So very cool. Like I said, I've been streaming the hell out of this record, so I'm glad to actually have a physical copy of it. From what I gathered, my research I did on the band, they've been playing around since they were teenagers. At one point prior to Black Tea, they were going by hour hands, as in like a clock, and then they switched to Black Tea pretty recently, and then they recorded this album, I believe last year. Came out, I want to say October, November-ish. But yeah, they are, as they say in their bio, kind of like a 70s revival band. The way I like to describe this album is those of us that grew up on what was to become classic rock. This is musical comfort food. You will, there's familiar, I don't know how to say it, just familiar vibes, I want to say, from this record. Not that they're, ripping off anyone at all. That's it. That's not it at all. They're doing their own thing, but there are things that will remind you of other stuff, and it's so cool. I'll do a quick review. Songs, I like it when two songs pair together, like you can't hear one without the other. though the second part is the single. Starts off with Supposed to Lose, which is Gray and just him playing keyboards, singing. I can't say a cappella because he's got the keyboards going on, but it's just him. And then it just kicks in with Living Easy, which is the first single off the album, which from what I gather is doing very well on the Canadian charts and radio. So good on them. Congratulations, guys. Hopefully that could bleed down here, down below, or if you want to call that here in the States, because it is a fucking killer track. Then we go into Shiver, which, sorry, I gotta, give it some comparisons. It kind of gives me, Shiver gives me the vibe of like Zeppelin 3, kind of acoustic, moody. It's just really, really good. Coming in at fourth is probably my favorite track on the album, Thankless World. Very, very soulful, R&B-ish in a way, mildly funky, but it is so, so good. It just hits you right there. I Ain't Nobody. In their bio, with the 70s revival stuff, they kind of throw out names like Rival Sons and Black Crows. I Ain't Nobody is probably closest to like a Black Crows type song. You'll definitely hear it in the vocals. Let's see real quick. Where Flowers Grow, again, another Zeppelin thing. It reminds me of like when they would play live and all four of them would come up to the edge of the stage on stools, play an acoustic track, and just very upbeat and stuff. Very, very cool. Skip down to I Should Be Stronger. Beautiful ballad. Very heartfelt. Probably the second, very, very close second favorite track on the album, Desire. I remember, well, Joe actually did a video with Dawson a few weeks ago, and they said they actually had some like kind of metal like songs. This is probably close to it. It kind of has a trudging kind of stoner metal vibe to it. Very cool. And on top of it, Gray's vocals are going through a Leslie amp, so you got the speaker inside spinning around, giving it a really cool effect. And then I'll Find Heaven. That's a song that it's weird because it feels longer than what it is, and usually that's not a good thing, but this is the polar opposite. It just, because it goes into so many different areas within about 5 minutes. So you go on a journey with this album, and it's just super cool. I love that album, or that song. And then finally, the title track, Now That You're Here. Beautiful ballad that ends the track, and it kind of, gets very kind of epic at the end. So, yeah, very cool album. I'm looking forward to get it on the turntable, because like I said, I've been streaming the hell out of it. I mean, if guys, if there's a way to do like a geographic, seeing where streams have been going, I'm sure around the Seattle area there's a big red dot there because I've been playing it so much. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in the description, there's a YouTube playlist of the full album, and I'm gonna put that link in the description. If you have Apple, if you have Spotify, this album is on there. Please check it out. It is such an incredible record. So, hopefully, the powers that be, if they see, especially down in the States, some play going on, maybe they can, make it to where the album is easier to access down here. So, I hope you guys tour. I hope you guys play the Seattle, Tacoma area. It'd be awesome to come see ya. And yeah, just so, Dawson, an extra special thanks for getting this to me. And I'll be spinning it momentarily. So everyone in the vinyl community, it's the weekend. let's relax, play some rock and roll, and have a great weekend. And see, it's Friday. I can't even talk, and I'm not going to do this over again. So everyone have a great weekend, and we will talk to you later. See ya.